Welcome to Durga's Tantra podcast. My name is Disse. We are sitting here in Ecuador in our school in this moment. We share teachings of Tantra, yoga, arts and shamanism so that you can get a taste of it and how all this teaching dance together. We created this podcast and we really hope enjoy it. Aho. Yes, my name is Iris, and I invite you today to think about what does it mean free love from a tantric perspective. So free love from a tantric perspective, that is something we will meditate, think about, hearing some news about it. So as we are tantric, the first thing is that we open up, and we do this with the 3 tantric keys, and that is movement, breath, and sound. I mean, let's start with breath. We are always breathing, no? If not, we wouldn't be alive. But conscious breathing is a totally different thing. So please make 3 deep sighs together with me and just let go and concentrate. Open your mouth and relax your jaw. And once more. Feel a moment the different energy movement inside of your body. Close your eyes, and from this point now, second one, movement. Just start to move your body from the position where you are. Ask your body, how does it want to move? And make little sounds already. Of pleasure. And breathe as you move. It's now conscious breathing together with movement. Just what your body likes to stretch. You can do it sitting, you can also get up a moment. Okay. And now for sound, moving sound, let's sing a mantra. Like free love has always to do with love. And I love, yes, myself will be another day, we talk about that. But very often it means me and one other person, or me and different other persons, me and nature. Yes, so very often it means that we integrate other beings into my being. And with good luck, we melt and can become one. So let's call in the Shiva Shakti energy. Shiva in Tantra is the male energy, and it means it's pure consciousness, and it couldn't be without the Shakti. And Shakti is an active creative energy, And she's moving and creating with a lot of joy. At the same time, without consciousness, the creation would be pretty chaotic and out of control. So they always dance together. There is no Shiva without Shakti, and no Shakti without Shiva in the material world where we are living. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Free love. So let us start with free. What is freedom for you? Is it to be free to do whatever I want without feeling, being sensible for what is happening around me? I want this, so I go. Is this freedom? Or maybe I would really know before, what do I really want? And I guess you experienced already, there are so many wantings. There is a wanting of new shoes, to look beautiful. There is a wanting of being an adventurer, of being a little bit more crazy, and always of being free without really analyzing what it means for me. Not to have pressure, don't have to go to work every day 8 hours and give my life energy to some other people or factories or whatever is out there, offices. So, is that free? There was Nietzsche, German philosopher, who said, don't tell me from what I want to be free, tell me what for you want to be free. So why you want to be free? What do you want to do with your freedom? So that is the deeper question. So one thing is sure, if I'm a slave in chains, yes, I need to get rid of these chains. But what for? And that is where I get the power for my freedom from. Knowing, hey, I need to do this or that. I have to realize during this life a special thing I feel that is why I'm here for. And that's where I go to. And that helps me also to let go the chains. And again, a chain can be a very good paid office job, can be a management job, can be whatever it is, but where I feel this is not in alignment with what I'm here for in this life. So now, let's go to love. Very often, if we hear free love, it means, aha, that means I will have a lot of lovers. It can also mean, my partner wants free love and he wants to have a lot of lovers, but I don't want that. But maybe because I don't want to lose him, I agree. Free love. Yes, usually how we use the word means having not more than one partner. From the tantric point of view, it is not that. From the tantric point of view, we say free love means that I make a very profound process. What do I really want from love? So, am I free to have a monogam relation? Because that is what is my deepest longing. Then this is my freedom to be in a monogam relation. Is it my freedom to become a nun or a monje? That's also okay. Then my freedom is, wow, my love I want to direct to Spirit, to God, Mother, Father, to Jesus, to Maria. So I direct my love there, and that is my freedom. So I want to have a celibate life. It's freedom, no? And then today very often you say no, free love. It is not about just having sexual affairs all the time. No, polyamory is the thing. So polyamory is many loves. And that means if you see it very positive, that it's not just sexual relations without intimacy from my heart. It is, yes, with different partners, but in the ideal form, I promise myself that I will be there for these partners, maybe not only sexually, because it's about love. And if I take it serious, very often I start to feel, chuta, it is not easy to really love different persons. Different, as a woman, different man, as a man, different women at the same time. Because in the moment sexual desire steps in, all our old packages, all our rucksack we are carrying with us from our deep education, from when we were born, maybe even from my parents, not maybe, yes, even from my parents, my grandparents, it all steps in, and a lot of unconscious longings start to open up and develop and to blossom. And even if I thought before, yes, I'm open for this, to have different lovers, and I all treat them the same, suddenly I feel, oops, I get very jealous or very sad, or at the end I would like to stay only with one, but I don't know how to say it. Or maybe even, it's all too much, and I just want to meditate and want to be alone in nature, and I want to bring my energy up into my heart and just be one with Mother Nature, with Pachamama, with the bird, the wind, with the olas, the waves, with the stone, the thunder. Wow, the fire, my breath. So that is another free love or free loving. From the tantric point of view, that is all okay as long as I really dive down into my deepest desire, and I accept that every way of sexual encounter is done with love, consciousness. So love and consciousness are the most important thing I need to have a tantric love affair. And then love becomes something very wide. Love, the first step I have to understand, whatever I choose, so Tantra is not more, has no morality. Whatever I choose, how I want to live my life, is with, again, do what you want with consciousness and love. So, hey, that's a really very difficult rule. Because am I conscious that what I thought about love 10 years ago, do I still think that about that? What did all the experiences I had show me? So, but one thing you can be sure about, I make love always with that my first chakra and my second, my third and my fourth are working together. So my sexual chakras are alive, my communication, my relation chakra is alive, and also my inner willpower fire is alive. I don't lose myself totally in relations. And then from there, I come up to my heart. And in this moment, I know that I am responsible for my love. I am responsible whatever happens to me when I decided to be a tantric lover. That means I have to accept that even all the wounds I receive by loving somebody, because the person I love is not treating me or not acting out the way I would love, it is all my responsibility, because yes, I invited it and I opened up for it. So everybody who loved already know that is a difficult one, because it's so natural at the first. If something happens which I think that is not okay and that is not the inside of the agreements we have together, and you broke the agreement and that is not okay, and then to think, why should this be my responsibility? You broke the agreement, not me. But Tantra says, you invited this partner into your life. For some reasons you have to learn what happened with you. If this is, would you forgive him? Would you just cut him off? If, like I'm a woman, or vice versa, if you are a man, would you forgive her? Would you just cut her off? So what is happening? And then what processes starts to run if the other person you love and you opened up to, or even different other persons you love and opened up to, if they don't have your standards of being compromised, for example. If they promise something and they do something else. Or even if you promise something and suddenly you feel, I cannot go for it anymore. I don't know what to do. So yes, freedom means, in a tantric way, I am responsible for myself and for my life and for everything what happens in my life. I take responsibility. And freedom and love means I take also responsibility for all what I love. No? So going back to polyamory, again, from the tantric point of view, totally okay, you can choose that. Now the question I have, talking with a lot of polyamoric friends, do you really have more lovers because you need more lovers, or because you want to avoid profound love? You are afraid of all that what happens and get activated if you really start to open up in a very profound way with one person. And I tell you that very often, if you dive deep into yourself, my friends came to the conclusion, no, there is one part is, if one partner really doesn't hold space for me the way I need it, the way we agreed upon, I still have another one. I can just go to the other one so it doesn't hurt so much anymore, and I just go on. That's okay, again, but very often you then, the process which is asked from you, you just run away from it. And very often, it's a great space, polyamory, also for the tantric point of view, just to try yourself out. But then don't cheat onto yourself saying, I love all these partners the same, and I take responsibility, and I do this and that, because that's usually not possible. But to say, okay, it's really sexual lovers, but persons where I can create an intimacy, so that my heart and my sex dance together, and the more it's possible, I open up in this moment, and I make very clear agreements with everybody, and 100% I stick to my own agreements. Then it's a good form to experiment, because every partner sexual partner you have will awake a different part of your Shakti if you're a woman. So every lover will be different, every man will be different, and he will just activate different aspects of mine. And the same, every woman is different if I'm a man, so different women will activate different part of my Shiva. So it can be a very interesting phase in the life of a woman and a man to say, okay, let's go for a time for polyamory. And same time, very often, then it comes a moment where I want to go deeper. And then, usually, you start to have just minimum for a time, just one partner. Now, the tantrics, when they were living in ashrams and spiritual communities, like we are in our school here, the Durga School for Tantra Yoga Arts and Shamanism, we work with Kaula Tantra Yoga. It's a meditative yoga form. And so learning from the Kaulas, which are a very meditative, but at the same time very wild communities, some of them living close to graveyards to always remember death, that I can die tomorrow, so that I have to be very truthful with myself and very awaken every day to be in presence. Yes, they had different lovers, but only in the same community. So this experience they were looking for is to create a stronger, heart-opening community of men and women in sharing sexuality with each other. So it's a totally different wanting that one man from woman. The center is I'm a loving being in community, and so I can connect myself sexual with different men and women, and it creates a deeper intimacy for the group spirit. It's a very different way like we have it in our culture today. And it was totally clear that you don't make love with people from outside. So it was not just making a lot of love with everybody coming in and visiting. No, it was a spiritual path, including lovemaking, or it is a spiritual path, including lovemaking, in my spiritual journey, together with others which are on the same spiritual path. And so you use your sexual power just to bring your energy up, to help your kundalini to flow faster. Usually there were very clear rituals they had. So it's not just going somewhere and just make love, tick, tick, tick. It is usually rituals which were prepared days, weeks, and then you met in community and had special, like for example, the circle of lovemaking, where every woman went around and they made a moment of quiet love, of belly orgasm love with different men. And so the men and the women were always changing. So at the end, everybody of the circle had made love with everybody. And what I say about belly orgasm, lovemaking, it means that this is a sort of meditation where you just lingam and yoni come together and you just breathe together and you meditate together. The woman totally being inside of her own body and feeling I invited into my rose garden with beautiful little fountains and birds flying. I invited this man and the next man in, and then the lingam and yoni, what means the penis and the vagina are just together, and you breathe together, and you breathe together, slowly. You can sometimes open your eyes are closed, you can touch the other one, but it's about feeling for a woman the man inside of me, in my beautiful garden, I can receive him. And for the man, it was, hey, I am like going home. I'm in a cave, I'm held, I am with my lingam I'm in a safe space, being so quiet, meditating inside of the woman. So there Shiva and Shakti really start to bring energy up through breathing, and this very subtle energy which is created when your cervix comes together with the tip point of the penis. So this is a very powerful ritual where afterwards the hearts are totally open. And hearts is totally open is nothing romantical from the tantric point of view. Hearts totally open mean that I went and I made the processes to go from my first chakra and I start to clean it. And that is a work I better do alone, a lot of stuff coming up. Then with my second chakra, all my relations I had in all my life, not only man-woman relations, with my parents, with my sisters, with friends, with schoolmates, with teachers, with all what I have there, I start to work through. And then I go up even more, coming to, okay, that is now my inner lion and my willpower. That's why I'm here for, and I go for it. And if I go for love and freedom, then usually it is really very useful to go a tantric path, because their old knowledge is still there, old knowledge which had been there also in the Celtic time, in the Germanic time, in all over the world there were knowledge about sexual energy being used for spiritual transformation, but it was erased from many reasons, another theme. But in the Tantra, it's still there. So you can still work with these different little rituals to start to come into the power of the heart. And that's not romantical, what I said. That is, I take responsibility for my love, and I open it up, and I opened it up for man and woman alike, being in this sort of circle. A little appendix is, if you are loving women, either women loving women or men loving men, it's no problem. It's all about love, and all what I say you can still translate for your own loving relation. In Tantra itself, as far as I know, and all the friends who are homosexual, they tell me they didn't find anything written about it. But again, it's bringing the energy up into my heart chakra, and from there it is that I act, that I connect, and that is my responsibility again and again, and it's a lifelong process. That's so beautiful. You are never ready. If you're on this path, whoop, you think you just solved some of the problems of your ancestors, of things, of being hurt as a child, of being not respected as a woman, of blah, blah, blah. So you solve one thing and feel, okay, I'm through, or maybe I even could forgive, and then pop, the next thing pops up, and the next thing pops up. So you are never ready. If you think with the tantric path one day you will be ready, you are not. And also that's the beauty. But what can happen through the tantric path is that you have this moments where you feel totally free and totally connected at the same time. And I say really totally. And that is the promise of Shiva Shakti, that if you go this path with all these little rituals which are there, then comes the moment where men and women can dance together, and they will be reunited beyond time and space. So, in my own experience, that are moments of God's grace, I can say, and they are totally sacred moments you have with your partner. And in my life, it doesn't happen every time we make love. It is, I don't know how often in life that it happened, but it is so strong that it helps you to go through crisis you have together if you decided to have just one partner as a main partner. It really helps you to go through a lot of crisis. It creates so much trust that you belong together, that you can just trust even in moments where you don't know anymore and you don't trust anymore, where you just don't know what's happening and why it's like this and why, in my case, he making such stupid things or such hurting things, or why he doesn't see me. And the same is for men. Why doesn't she see me? Why she did that? Why she... I don't know. You know in your own life stories. You just end up the sentences. So, again, the freedom in Tantra means the freedom of decision, what I want to explore. And it also, freedom in love also means that I'm totally open with my partner, no lies. And that can also be very difficult, because very often in the old world it was like this, or in the patriarchal or machistic world, it's like this: the men had their lovers, and that was somehow okay, and it was even somehow okay to lie to your wife, but the wife should stay pure and don't have lovers. Okay, this time minimum in the Western world and more in the cities has gone, so no, men and women have lovers, but very often it is that then we women take the same strategy. As we don't want to lose our partner, we better don't say anything. And that, from the tantric point of view, is totally poisonous, because the other one always feels something, knows it on some way. If there is love in your relation with your partner, your other partner will feel it. It can lead to really dramatical thing that the partner who is betrayed in this way, because it's not open, starts to get sick after some years, because always something is not okay, and I don't know what it is, and I don't feel it, but my body and mind and spirit somehow know. I'm betrayed all the time. So it is, a very poisonous way of freedom. So when you really go this path of into relation, you invite more lovers or one more lover, it's not important, put it onto the table. And the best is if you do really spiritual work with your kundalini, with your chakras, that usually you know before, that now you start to open up for somebody else. And at the tantric, that would be the moment to start to talk. To say, hey, you know what? I know we promised to be monogam, but something in me is opening up. I would like to make the experience to have a lover. And that can be like a bomb if you're in a traditional relation. But if you decide, really, I want to be loving and free, it can happen, and very often it happens. And then it becomes really interesting to have it on the table and start to find out what's happening, what is what I need, that what I want to experience, what is what I cannot find in this relation. And the idea that one man or one woman can fulfill all the wantings and illusions and experience I would love to make, no, it's not possible. But yes, it is possible that I decide in this life I go with one partner and I'm monogam with them. Even so, there would be so many outside and also would be interesting. But I can also decide, hey, I would like to stay with you as my main partner, but I would like to make some experiences outside. So how can we create this in a way that it's okay? For example, I can say, always if I'm traveling, would it be okay that if I find somebody I find interesting, that it can end up making love together? So it's not in our everyday circle, it's nobody, you don't know the person, our friends don't know the person, would that be okay for you? Or you start to create situations where it could be okay. Or really your partner says, sorry, it's not possible. So, or the other way around, you have been in a polyamory situation or a tantric love with different persons from a group, and suddenly you decide, no, it's not okay for me anymore. I need just one partner and I would like to connect deeply. And that is also something which is totally okay. And you start to bring this in, and it can feel the same, that your partner first says, but we were open and I want to be open, but suddenly maybe in a process can be that this partner feels, maybe it's interesting for me too. And I have seen quite some couples who did this way, the other way around, coming from polyamory and suddenly deciding, going through processes, that the freedom now is for the next time to be monogam. Where it is really, also from tantric point of view, interesting is that when if a man and a woman become a baby, that the first 2-3 years you really decide to be monogam. It is seen that if you keep on hunting for other partners and meeting, it creates a lot of insecurity, very often a lot of hurt, and so this nesting is needed. And what I heard is even that usually in the man the hunting hormone goes down, and in the woman also, so that this nesting can create a safe space for this newborn. Being this young human, that both parents don't go on in all this sort of exciting dramas outside, but really try to nest together, trust each other, and discover how now it will be to create a family. I think this is what I would have liked to share and what I like to share today. So together, again, let's sing our mantra. So close your eyes, and now you connect with the male-female energy inside of you. So you can imagine that your left side has this very dark violet blue, the right side is golden, and then both sides start to dance and mingle with each other in the moment where you sing Om Namah Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om Namo Shiva Adi Shakti Namo Namo Shiva Shakti. Om. Yes, so have a beautiful day where in creativity Shiva and Shakti dance together. Aho. Thank you for listening to our podcast. It was really great to share with you. I enjoyed it, and I would totally appreciate if you write us questions, insights, your wishes. You become co-creator of the next episodes. You find us under www.durgasteigerschool.com and in our Instagram. So have a great day.